What up, guys? Rumsey Games here. Today I think we are going to do a review of this AMD game DVR. It's beta, so it's just kind of what's going on in the beta, but I'm going to tell you all about it and kind of introduce it to you and give you a tutorial if you don't know how to use it. So I mean, if you are an AMD user and you don't play around with drivers or anything like that too much, you may have not even realized you had this. And right here, if you just go search, at least in Windows 8, just type in AMD and Raptr, it brings up this AMD Gaming Evolved, which is this, and with this you can get points, and you can purchase stuff with the points, and you find free-to-play games. You see your library, you can optimize game for more points, and I don't bother with that typically. And you can update your drivers from here. And here you got a couple options. It's got its own broadcasting tool, which is for Twitch and stuff, and it's got game memory, just like what you play, like here you play this, and then you got your DVR. And to activate this, this will start off on off. You just click on and turn it on. Then for your settings, I leave it on medium just to make sure the file sizes aren't too big. And this is about YouTube quality right here. I mean, 720p, 30 FPS, 30 megabits. This is high. You get 60 FPS, which is a higher, that's a higher frame rate, which means it's going to be a bigger file size, plus 1080p resolution, which means it's going to take longer to render, and you know we can't bother with that. But it has a higher bit rate, so the quality itself is going to come out better. I was using medium on the Counter-Strike video I uploaded yesterday to test this out, and it worked okay. I think I need to increase the bit rate, so like I might take this, drop this down to 30, this down to 720p, and keep the high bit rate. And that's 375 megabytes per minute. That's a pretty handy tool. So nice things about this, the pros of using the AMD DVR. Well, for starters, you have less of a performance drop, like maybe 1-2 frames. I did notice though, like on the Counter-Strike video, you start out, it kind of makes you lag a little, and I don't know if the max frame rate. Let's see, does this change anything? Okay, no. So if you look here. Well, I'm pointing to it with my fingers, just because you can see that totally, you know. Okay, so it doesn't actually change the file size to increase the frame rate. But, see, medium, 225 megabytes per minute. My 13-minute video was 2 gigabytes. I mean, that's, perhaps that would have been like 15 gigabytes. It's insane, those. I mean, I also use Bandicam, and Bandicam is slightly smaller because I have a codec that decreases the size. But with this, you have quite a bit less performance drop. So we'd make this right here, say 720p. This is the highest bit rate we can get, and then 60 FPS. And it's the exact. Apparently, it's exactly the same. And then right here, I changed the in-game icon to where it shows a little camera up on the left, just so, because that's what I'm used to with, say, fraps and stuff. And up here is where you can start recording, stop recording, and you just it's defaults to control and semicolon, and not control plus semicolon at the same time, just control and semicolon. Same with this, just control and then backslash. So the pros: small performance drop, small file size, and extreme customability with the bitrate, frame rates, resolution, all that. I mean, you get more with DxTory, but you don't get near that with fraps. And anyhow, cons. If I was to say cons, there is that initial frame drop that I had in Counter-Strike that was pretty annoying for the most part. But I bet if I increase it to 60 FPS like I did here with custom settings, it'll probably help that some. I don't know what that does. Whatever. And another problem is it doesn't record to your microphone. I was using this program right here, Audacity, which is just a voice editing deal. You can go through and change all the audio settings of your voice. I was using that to record my voice, and then I had to go and correct the timing and stuff with the video, because I had to start with that, then I had to go in there, then I had to start with this, and that was frustrating. AMD really needs to add microphone recording in with this, so that would help a lot. Another con would be that it doesn't show your frames. like your FPS. Like that's a big thing with things like fraps and DxToR. People like to use it for benchmarking. Now, I understand this is a DVR, not a benchmarking tool, but it's still nice sometimes to know what your frames per second are. Make sure, so you can go in and tweak your settings, make sure you're getting the best video quality. And other than that, it's a pretty useful tool. So I mean, I kind of gave you somewhat of a tutorial, and interestingly enough, where it saves, I prefer where it saves over most places. You see, this is where you can choose to save stuff. You just go Files, then you'd go Videos, and right here, and then it stores it in Files, and that's a nice file storing system. It'll store each video from each game. Like, I didn't make these folders; it automatically made these folders based on what I was recording. So that's pretty useful right there. So, anyways, I mean, go ahead and go give it a try, see what you think. I think until AMD actually adds a microphone, like, recording system in here, I think I'm going to stick to either Bandicam or Fraps. But until then, I mean, you give it your go, you see what you like. Maybe you don't mind going and having to do with all the audio settings. I mean, it's nice not having to do with too much of a frame drop. I mean, I was playing, I think it was locking to 30 FPS for me on Counter-Strike, which I don't care for, but I mean, oh yeah, one more thing about this. I mean, none of the screen recorders record Mantle right now, so you can't record Battlefield 4, but well, I find that frustrating because this is AMD software and you can't record Mantle with it. I mean, the only way I can think of with other recorders, though, to record Mantle is if you go in Battlefield 4 and you switch it to windowed mode, and then you can record with Mirrorless Action, DxToR, Fraps. You can record with all of them. It's weird. I don't know why it matters if it's in windowed mode or just regular or full screen, because you can make it full screen in the windowed mode and it'll record just fine. But anyhow, if you enjoyed this video and it helped you at all and kind of gave you an idea of if you're going to use a game DVR or not, please let me know in the comments, subscribe, and thank you, and I'll get back to you next time.